Okay, well, welcome, guys. Thank you for being here, and it's an honor to guide your practice, and it's an honor to honor your practice, and to know that we are all in this together, sharing this space. Oh, and your daughter just arrived. How nice. And I'll just picture the two of you in the same space. And all right, so bringing your hands together at your heart. Inhale, grow tall, and as you exhale, bow your chin, release your breath. And just take a few moments feeling into what's possible, what is present. And let's say anything that feels that it might be a limitation. So if you're arriving here with some aches and pains or something in your body that's just not happy, then let's just open to the possibilities of moving with more freedom, living with, more open mind, not being so lost in our own spiral of thoughts. And feeling the freedom of your breath. It's nice and relaxed as it is. And let's welcome all parts of ourselves to the mat. As you take a nice big breath, lengthen tall, and exhale your breath here. And we'll call ourselves home and chant Om together 3 times. Inhale. Bowing your chin. Place your hands on your thighs, lift your chin, and open your eyes. Okay, we're going to stay seated for a little bit. So I have my socks still on. If you do, that's fine. Just move your feet around and then find your way to the opposite cross of your legs. So whatever you did before. And then I'm sitting on something. Sit on something if you need it. Good. Okay, we're just going to start with the little side stretch. So take the right hand down, reach the left arm up, and take it over. And maybe you just keep going. And we'll just take this to a little circling, and you can let that be free, whatever it is in your body right now. Just, go as big as you need to. Bend your elbow if you need to. And look for the possibilities instead of limitations. And let's take that hand. The next time it comes over, it's going to catch hold of this right knee and walk that yourself up. Take the right hand behind you, turn. So I'm not mirroring you, I'm doing my right side. So you're going opposite knee. Okay, stay in the twist, but soften a little bit. So maybe you're not putting in so much effort right now. And take one nice big breath with this, maybe 50% effort. And then on your inhale, grow the pose, move to your place of whatever that is, deep into this twist. Keep breathing. And then as you exhale, just release this and just come back to just sit. If you need to stretch your legs out, do that. Maybe your eyes closed, or you just take your gaze to the floor. Good. Okay. And then we'll do second side. So take the left hand down. I'm just going to move over a little bit. And the right arm up and over and stretch. And you hit the wall the way I am. That's kind of nice, but we're going to keep going. You're just going to let the hand and the arm find its motion, its circling. Feel your ribs moving. I didn't change the cross of the legs, but if you need to, do that. Good. Just exploring, whatever this is. And if you're dealing with some shoulder stuff or wrist stuff or even hip stuff, the way we're sitting, then just open yourself to the possibilities. Good. Okay. And this time as that right arm comes over, it's going to catch hold of the left knee. Left hand will walk behind. Just find your place here, whatever that is. Just take a few breaths. And then even with you, if you close your eyes and go, okay, I'm going to soften this a little bit. Maybe if we think of it as 50% or whatever it is, just so you're still in twist, but maybe it's just very subtle. And then as you begin your next inhale, grow the pose. Feel it move from that 50% to whatever 100% is. And on your exhalation, we'll release this and just come to sit again. Just feel in, have your eyes closed, you're gazing at the floor. Good. Okay, I'm going to change the cross of the legs, but you can also sit like this. We're just going to lift the arms up from here. So from here, we'll bring the hands together, interlace the fingers, flip the palms, and reach up. And as you exhale, maybe you crescent to one side, and you'll move it over to the other side. Just kind of be in your own flow, move with your breath, swaying side to side. If you need to bend your elbows, I'll just show that, do that. Okay, now I'm just going to circle the ribs and the arms as best as you can. So just a few times, whatever's happening. Good. And then maybe reverse. And good. Okay, and then we're just going to reach up nice and tall. I'm going to take these hands behind the head as I bring them down. I'm just going to hold behind the head. And then I'll use the thumbs at the back of the neck, just kind of draw the skin up and lay your head back in your arms or your hands. The elbows can start to move forward. That will release a little bit of that, whatever needs to be released. Drop your shoulders a little bit if you can. One more breath. Good. And then use your hands to bring your head back to neutral and just feel what happens when you get to neutral. Pause here. And then you can release your arms maybe out to the sides, touch the earth. And you can keep your hands here, bring them to your thighs. Full breath in and out. Good. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with the opposite cross. And I'm going to stretch the legs out this time. Yogi's choice. Okay, bring your hands together and opposite interlace the fingers, flip the palms and reach up. And my legs are stretched straight, so I'm going to flex the feet a little bit and anchor down, reach up, start again with this side to side, and it could be very slow. You might close your eyes so you're not feeling you have to match what I'm doing. Feel it for yourself, and then at whatever place, you can start to roll the chest or the arms, and you might need to bend your elbows a little bit. Just make it whatever you need. And then reverse and circle in the opposite way. Maybe this is the first time you've done this today, or second time, I guess, second side. And then come to center and just reach up. And then keep that length as you bring these hands behind your head again. And use the thumbs to just draw the skin up. Maybe take the eyes up and you start to lay the head into the hands if that works. The elbows can move forward. Breathe here. Good. And then I'll use the hands to draw the head back. And then I'm going to open the elbows to a place that's comfortable. I've got nice interlace in the fingers. If it's no good, modify. And then release. Take the hands to the earth or to your thighs and just pause here. Good. Okay. So stretch your legs out if they're not. And we're going to take, now I'm going to do, try and mirror you guys. So you're going to take your right foot in, we're going to place it down, and I have nice space here. So sit on something higher if you need to. Maybe this foot wants to walk out, you know, you feel for yourself. I'm just taking my foot for a walk here, but you're going to look for, oh, that feels much better. And then on your prop, you're comfortable. Okay, now the left hand stays on the floor and the right hand comes to this thigh. And I'm just going to draw this in as I lift myself tall and then start to turn away from that knee. So you can walk the left hand behind you, open the left shoulder. Now press that right foot gently into the floor, just connect. Yeah, and you might stay here or you might not. Take this right elbow to the inside of the right knee. Palm can be up, palm can be parallel to the floor. And you're going to press knee and arm against each other and turn and feel where this turn is. You know, even I can take my right hand and just lay it on my belly. And right where the hand kind of touches is where the twist is happening. Okay. So we're going to stay in this twist, but you're going to reduce it by 50%. So kind of find that place. How can I stay in the pose, but soften? And just coming out a little bit, I can feel my, you know, my base come a little bit more connected to the floor. Good. And then as you begin your inhale, start to grow the pose. Maybe you use the whole exhale to also help. Drop you in. Let the jaw go. And then release from this. Good. Okay. Just going to grab this ankle and drop it down for a moment. And we're just going to sit here. So I have the left leg is going to be very flexed. Maybe you need something underneath your right knee. And then drop your gaze or close your eyes and feel your legs melt as best as you can. Good. Okay. So we're just going to fold in between the legs. So you can just take your hands. You can even just walk your hands. Walk yourself out. We're looking to feel something happening underneath maybe the left leg. Just take your time. Maybe you get to the forearms, maybe not. Okay, start to let your head go. Okay, now just feel into the left leg and as if the whole left leg can just melt to the floor. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of dynamic action. So it's just an internal thing you're going to feel. So you feel your right leg, it's bent, and you're going to push the shin down and away. And if you push that away, your body's going to turn a little bit towards the left. That might happen. I'm exaggerating this movement, but that's kind of what happens inside. Okay, so now we're going to walk. You're going to keep that pressure. Walk your hands. They might go one on either side of the left leg. They might stay on the inside. You might have the right hand across. And just be kind again. You know, we're still kind of at the beginning of practice. You can start to drop down and feel these places of, you know, tightness or discomfort. Okay, and then you can let that right the effort in the right thigh kind of melt, unless you need it. You know, if it's healthier for you, you just kind of play with that pressure of pushing the right thigh away or right shin into the floor and also releasing it. Okay, let's take 2 more breaths. You could just be totally relaxed here. No effort if that's what you need. Good. Okay. And then we'll slowly walk yourself to center first. And then from center, come up. And we're just going to drop in here. You can close your eyes or rest your gaze on the floor, hands wherever is good. And just feel what's happened. Good. Okay. And then we'll just change legs. So we'll extend the right leg, bring the left one in, and we're just going to start with the left hand here. The right hand can be on the floor. You're just going to hug this in, and as you hug it in, you lift your chest, your heart. Good. Okay, now the right hand's on the floor. You start to turn yourself, and I'm just going to hug this left shin in as I turn away. Just feeling in, opening the shoulder. And then stay here or pop that left elbow to the outside of the left knee. Anchor the left foot. It doesn't need to be so much, but enough that you're like, okay, I'm connected to the floor. I feel you, floor. Good. Okay, so I'm going to stay in the twist. I'm going to close my eyes and release to what I feel it might be 50%. And with the eyes closed, you might even tap into, oh, what happens to the body? Where am I dropping or losing it? And that's good work. 2, we need both. A flexible body needs to be strong and supple. Good. And then inhale, grow your pose. Maybe the exhale's there too as you come into what you imagine is 100% effort. It could be 75% effort. Okay, feel that the twist is coming from the belly. And then release. And we're going to come into Janus Asana. This is, tree pose on the floor. You put something underneath your thigh, adjust yourself, and then just come into stillness. And once you feel you've prepared this, then just let your eyes close or gaze at the floor. Let the tailbone, sit bones be heavy. And then from that place, we'll start to walk into the midpoint here. And very slow, kind. Feel when you start to feel some stretch happening, and maybe you just hang out there. And we look for possibilities. Right? We open. We look for possibility rather than limitation. And it's always interesting when you get into places like this. If we were all in the same room together, this is very tight. You probably look at me and be like, But, that's just part of it. We just invite in. Okay, so now I find this left shin on the floor. I'm going to push that away as if I want to push whatever's underneath it away. That's going to take my chest more over to the right. So you can play with that. And then once you feel ready, you'll walk your hands over towards your right leg. They might, wherever they need to go. We look for possibilities rather than limitation. And drop in wherever you are. And smile. And we receive. And maybe we think back to a time when we were in a tight place. Maybe this is a tight place, right? And we resisted it as much as we could. And sometimes that makes things tighter. So here you are in very safety of your yoga mat, knowing that all you need to do is sit up. But here you take this, you soften, you look for possibilities. What can unfold one day? One day. Could be 100 days from now, 1,000,000 days from now. Could be today. Relax and receive. So now I'm just going to add that right thigh. I'm going to push it away and then release it and just discover what that offers me. So a little bit of movement through pressing your right leg away from you even as it stays in place. And then soften. Okay, we'll just take 2 more breaths and you can just let everything go and just really be here. Good. And then slowly walking yourself through center. And once you get to center, then walk yourself upright. And again, just be here. You can close your eyes or rest your gaze. Good. Okay. I'm going to sneeze. Maybe as soon as I say I'm going to sneeze, I don't have to sneeze anymore. Okay. Take both legs out in front of you. Good. And move them around a little bit. Move your toes around. Okay. So sitting up high enough that you feel yourself centered here. And I'm going to say this too. Sometimes if we come to the wall, then that maybe makes more sense. So if that works, do that. Otherwise, be here with your legs out. Good. We'll just point and flex the feet a few times. Now I'm going to take this to a forward fold. And if you have a strap nearby, you might want to take the strap around your feet, and then you can walk your hands down and draw it in. Okay, if you'd like to do that. Otherwise, we're here. You can have your legs a comfortable distance apart, and then grow tall first. Before you come down, let's lift up. And I'm actually going to add the arms, like the same thing we did. I'll interlace and just reach, reach, reach. And so just get nice and tall. If your knees need to bend, that sometimes is good therapeutics. And then as you exhale, you release your arms, walk yourself forward. And again, we're just looking, this is a place that you probably can feel it right away. And you might use the strap. You might keep your hands on the floor. You might just start to drop your chin and feel what that does. Okay, so I'm just going to give you 2 breaths wherever you are. And all we're going to do from here is just lift the chin as if we want to look up. You can even lift your eyes. And so if you need to back out, let that happen. But lift your eyes as much as you can. Drop your jaw. Lift your chin. Okay, let's take one more breath. Now I'm going to keep my head, chin lifting, eyes up as I flex the feet a little more and feel that. And then keep the legs as they are, feet flexed. Start by dropping the eyes. Might even close them if they need a rest. And then let the chin start to drop. And as the chin starts to drop, feel if the body is going to release a little more closer towards the legs, or even imagining. Okay, and then we're going to do nothing but just be here and breathe. Everything okay? Okay. Okay, good. Okay, let's just take a few breaths. So here's one of those poses, it's right away. Look for possibilities rather than limitations. So even if you're way up here and just your head is dropping, what's happening to your breath, to your sit bones? Where can you shine your light? Imagine the body opening. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then walk your hands back, maybe to your hips or wherever you need to. Inhale yourself up. And then I'm just going to come back to cross-legged just to kind of give the legs a little rest. And we'll be here for a moment. Okay. All right. Well, let's take downward. I'm going to take my socks off. I'm going to move to a downward facing dog. And I'm going to set up by the wall. I am set up by the wall. So if you have a wall to set up to, great, do that. And if not, that's fine too. We'll do everything we need to do without the wall. Okay, but we're going to use the wall. But if you don't have it, it's okay. So spread your fingers. If you're close to a wall, you'll walk your heels to the wall and then find a place for your hands. And if downward dog is not in your cards today, you can stay on your knees and just walk your arms forward and take this little bit of a puppy child's pose. Whatever works for you. It's all fine. You just want to lengthen the spine. You're going to bring the big toes to touch. You're going to lift the right leg up into the air. And if you happen to have a wall, you tuck your toes under, press into the wall. If you want to just lift that leg high, that's fine. Okay, flex through your right foot. Take your gaze, your eyes forward. Extend through your legs. Extend through your arms. And then release. And we'll change legs. So you could do this just stretching one leg out at a time without lifting. Okay, lift that left leg up, and it can hit the wall, it can fly up in the air. And then flex that left foot, firm your structure, look forward, maybe you lift your eyes. Good. And then we'll take both feet down, and we'll just pause here in downward dog. Okay, maybe you walk your feet forward, narrow your dog for a moment. If you're still on your hands and knees, that's totally fine. Good. Okay, we're going to go to forward fold. So I'm going to walk the hands back or the feet forward. If you need a block, hopefully you have one nearby, you can just throw it in. And if you're very close to the wall, you want to drop your hips to the wall and walk the feet forward. Ooh, that's a nice little stretch. But either one, dropping in, breathing, release your head, bend your knees if that's happier. Just let the whole length of the spine, as if it's so much water just dropping. Wherever you are here, you know, if you're very much lifted off your thighs, start to bend your knees a little more. So that way you can release your back. Good. Okay. And then we're going to come down to sit for a moment. And you can sit on your toe. I'm going to sit on my toes. You sit however you like. Good. I feel an L stand coming to the wall. So that's a handstand. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's going to happen. So I'll show it lots of different ways. Okay, so the first way could be, you could just watch me too. I'll just run through all the different little variations. So I come here, I'm on my hands, but you could do all this on your forearms. And then I'll take one leg up the wall. Maybe I just push in, see if I can lift the other one off the floor. That might be your variation 1, variation 2, and then walking the hands or the feet down the wall is number 3. On the forearms, this is very challenging for the shoulders. So the arms are up, the legs are up higher. It'll be easier. And if that's not even in the cards, and just go to downward dog and just hang out there. You're putting that weight and stretching your spine. So whichever one, come to your hands and your knees, walk your feet about an inch away from the wall. So when you come into downward dog, the heels hit the wall. And you can press up and then just be playful. Take your feet, big toes to touch with one leg up the wall. Yes, and then maybe you push that heel up to the wall and see if you can take the other foot up off the floor. Oh, maybe just that. And then you can switch or take both legs up the wall. You know, just take some time to be here and play. And even if you have both feet at the wall, maybe one leg lifts in the air. And you can just play with that and be like, look at me, and think about how old you are. And who would have thought, right? So whatever it is, take your time, and then we'll come down and we'll either sit or child's pose and just take all that in that you just did, whatever you did. Oh, forearms is a lot more challenging. So if you did it on your forearms, you know, like that, that's very challenging. Okay, let's go for a back massage from here. So I'm going to take my block and a bolster, and I'll put the block. Let's see. I'm going to put my block on the second height. And again, you can watch me and say, okay, what are we doing? Because this might be new. Oh yeah, we have 2 different size blocks. I'll take the higher one. But you can also do this on the lowest height. So I'm just going to show it here really quick. I'm going to put the bolster on top. Doesn't matter if it balances. And then just come around. Okay, now I just tip it. I'm going to lie over it. So it's hitting me here. That's good. Now I'm going to lift my hips and take it over. Your arms can be anywhere here. Now in here, I'm going to start to drop the tail back down to the floor. And then I'm just going to play with this, you know, side to side thing here. I'm going to do this a few times. We're just going to use this as an opportunity to kind of get into the back and the shoulders. So if you want to go lowest height, if you have one of these higher blocks, then, you know, it might not be, and then you might need to protect your head as I just look at Hart, but he's okay. If you're okay to drop your head back, it's fine. If you need more, then throw something there that you can grab for your head, maybe even another block, just so you know where it is. It's so good with the book. Okay, so just be playful. I know it's like, if you don't have a bolster at home, the bolster is just going to make it softer. So you can put a blanket on top instead and just modify for yourself. So we're just going to be playful. Use your hands to help with the, you know, balance and the guiding. And you can even sway a little bit side to side. Oh, the block might tip it didn't tip when I used the smaller block today. So I thought, just being playful, open to possibilities. I'll give it one more try here. And if you got it, it's happening for you, great. Okay, so here I am, I'm lifting my hips. Hands are on the floor, my feet are on the floor. I'm just gonna start to drop the tail down, and I'm not gonna let it touch the floor. I'm just gonna find that place where it's just hovering, and I feel supported. My head is supported on the bolster. If yours isn't, maybe scoot yourself forward or put a block there. Take one more breath. Okay, and then set your tush on the floor. And if this hits and you're very comfortable here like this, great. If it's not so great, then just adjust. Come up and adjust. You could take the block out or put both blocks underneath like we do. Just gonna hang out here. Okay, so my head feels like it is supported enough with the bolster. Good. Okay. And then we'll come out. So I'm just going to press straight up. If you need to roll to your side, and take your chin to your chest and then come up. Good. And then we'll take that block out. Thank you for playing. Take your bolster, and I'm going to have a strap, and we're going to set up close to the wall. I want you to find a place where you can lie down. I'll put the bolster underneath the head. And you can put your feet at the wall. They can be like, I'm pretty far here. I'm going to come a little closer, but you decide what's good for you. And just come to have the heels at the wall. Okay, so I want you to feel your whole length of your spine is on the floor. The head can be supported by the bolster or blanket. Good. And then just take a few moments with your arms maybe extended. Okay. Okay, take one nice big breath in. Breathe out. Let's take both feet and just point them towards the wall. Whether the pads of your toes hit the wall or not, the heels are going to stay on the wall. You just kind of find your place here as best as you can. Stretch your tops of your feet. Okay, you might start to get a foot cramp too, which I hear is a good thing for this kind of work. So this is joint work. We're just working on the ankle joints. You're just flexing your feet, pointing your feet as much as you can. Good. Okay, soften your glutes if any place you're tensing. Good. And then bring your feet into its flexion. So you're just going to bring those toes towards your face. You're going to walk your heels up the wall a little bit. And then I'm just going to dig the heels into the wall. And what that's going to do is just extend through the backs of the legs. Now I'm just going to add the quads, like as if I'm pulling from the knees down to the hips. So I'm really activating my legs. We'll take one more breath. And then let your feet flop. So they might turn out. You might be on the baby toe edge of your feet for a moment. Just do nothing. And then find your strap. Okay. Okay, I have this loop from the other day, and I'm going to stay with the loop just because it's already there. So if you have a loop in yours, I'm just going to make it bigger. And I'll put both sides of the strap. Now, you don't need to have a loop. You could just have your strap over your foot. But here I have the sides of the loop, and I'm just going to put it over the right foot. And then let's do this. So if it's over the right foot, now I just switch, because I want you to bring it back to the wall for a moment and just feel your body on the floor. And you're going to try and keep that whole right side on the floor. Flex your right foot first. Keep the heel at the wall. Okay. The left leg can be a little bit of flexion. It doesn't have to be as much as the right. Okay, now see if you can bring the strap to the balls of the feet if it's not there already. And just draw the strap towards you. Add a little bit more flexion. And then we'll start to take this foot away from the wall, but very conscious not to let the body lift. So you're just going to find that place. And then, you can take your hands up the strap more if you want to double loop it here, you could do that too. And I'll just hold two sides of the strap, which you can't see is happening here. But whatever is working, you've got your hands on the strap. You're going to keep the whole right side on the floor. Keep the flexion in your right foot. So I can feel this quite a lot. So if you need to back off a little bit, lengthen your strap and move closer to the wall, let that happen. Because here's how we open to possibilities, is that we are in those tough places. We can't just glide through them. We all know that. We all have lived a life and had those ups and downs, and you need it all to create who you are. Good. Okay, now I'm going to take both ends of the strap into the left hand and just take this right leg across the left, just enough without lifting any of the right side. Flex that foot. Breathe into, the possibilities. I was thinking way back, probably like maybe 9 years ago, I went to a workshop, and it was the first time I'd heard about pulling the baby toe edge of the foot towards the outside of the hip here. And the pain, that things that awoke were like, and I know you might be feeling that now and we're still here. So just a nice big breath. Okay, but that's how we discover the possibilities. You can release. I'm going to bend the left foot, put the left foot at the wall, take both ends of the strap into the right hand, and start to take this right leg out. And at the same time, you might walk your left foot away, like from the center, so that you're dropping that knee out. So it's almost like a Baddha Konasana, or like when we were sitting and you had one leg out a little bit, you might be that far. It might go farther for you. Okay, I'm going to pull this right leg up, if that works. Okay, add just a little bit of pressure into the left foot. Open your right heel, or be here. Smile, smile. Okay, and then bring it back. I'm going to bring the left foot back. Release the strap. Cross your right knee over the left, as if you're having tea with the queen. So you're not ankle over knee, it's knee over knee. I'm going to take this right foot and see if I can wrap it behind the left calf. And maybe that's going to happen, and maybe it's not, or nowhere near it, and we just go, okay. So be here. Okay, keep the left foot into the wall. One more breath, and then yogi's choice. If you want to bring the package in a little bit more, you take the foot away from the wall. I'm not lifting my hips, so I'll take the hands behind the left thigh, if that works for you, or the right shin. Be breathing. Okay, I'm going to add the arms. So you can put the left foot back at the wall for a moment if you just want to set your arms first. So I'll take the arms out to the side. Now I'm going to take the right underneath the left. And then you can even hug your shoulders, or you start to sweep these hands towards each other. And you might just be holding the thumb. So the right hand might hold the thumb of the left hand. You might be able to get the palms together. You might be nowhere near that. Now I start to take the legs away from the wall again. I'm going to bring elbow to knee. So elbows to knee. Your hands can rest on your forehead if you like. Move the shoulders away from the ears. Breathe into this pretzel. And we're going to release by opening the arms. Uncrossing your legs. Put your heels at the wall. If you'd rather bring your feet to the floor, do that. And then just open to the possibilities. Good. Okay. Let your feet flop. And, just even of the feet flopping, move your feet a little bit here. Just, keep so you have like we're just taking a different stretch. So the feet are turned in quite a bit. You're just going to move them around and just keep them as they are. Just a little like you're like, way, feet. Good. Okay. And then come back, flex both feet, heels at the wall. Good. All right, find your strap. I know I said all this stuff about doubling up, but I'm going to put the foot back at the wall. So you're probably going to need a nice long strap to let that happen. So both heels are at the wall, and you're holding your strap. The strap is up at the balls of the left foot. Well, the right foot is flexed, but it's not super flexed. It's just present. And start to use your hands to draw the left foot into deeper flexion without taking the heel away from the wall. And just feel the whole length of your back on the floor. And when you feel ready, you'll start to move this left leg away from the wall towards the left shoulder without lifting. I say left shoulder, but don't think it needs to go anywhere near there. Keep the whole back on the floor. Keep the flexion in the foot. Breathe, smile, whole length of the back on the floor. And now I'm pressing the heel up more just to open up through the back of the leg. I'm going to add into the left quad a little bit, whatever that means to you. Activate your left leg, but keep smiling. No, you can always count on me. Good. Okay, now take both ends of the strap into the right hand. And without lifting anything on the left side, start to take this left leg across and look for those places of, deep discomfort or awakening. And I'm going to add the whole baby toe edge of the foot. I'm just going to pull it down towards the outside of the left hip. That wakes certain parts up. Okay, notice if you've lifted your left hip, come back. Again, it doesn't need to be a huge movement. Breathe and smile, wake it up. What's going to sleep? If it's a lot for you, you can always take your left hand and kind of smack it out. I can do this on the other side, but sometimes that's nice. Good. Okay, and then bring the leg back, change hands. You're gonna bend the right leg, right foot to the wall. And we're gonna take this left leg out to the left. And as you do that, the right leg, right foot can heel toe its way around or down the wall until you feel like you've got that, open place here. Add a little bit of pressure to the right foot just to balance. Yeah, and then I use that left hand and I just draw the left leg up. I'm looking for more. So if there's more to be had here, then you just find it without bringing any extra tension. Again, soften your shoulders. Breathe into possibility, limitation. Good. All right, and then we come up. I'm going to heel toe this right foot back. Take the strap off, set it aside, and cross ankle over knee. And then you just hang out here. Maybe you can wrap this right foot is going to go underneath. Oh, sorry, left foot. Left foot goes underneath the right shin. So if that works, it's all fine. Okay, we're going to just pause here. Breathe. A little bit of, the right foot is engaging into the wall. Now take your arms up. Left arm is going to go underneath the right. You either drop your hands down, hold your outer shoulders, or start to bring the elbows together into whatever's going to happen here. Okay, and then once you're here, if you want to bring the knees away from the wall and take the elbows to touch the knees, your hands can rest on your forehead or whatever's here. Just hug it all in. If they don't touch, it's just intention. Maybe it's just happening in your mind. Okay, as you bring the knees in, if your tailbone lifts, it's fine. Good. Okay, I'm going to keep the knees where they are. I'm going to release the arms just out. And then I'll bring the hands to hold on top of the shin or behind the thigh, or you could just rest your feet at the wall and just rest your hands on your front knee if that's better. Good. Okay, and then we'll unfurl the legs. You're going to take the feet up the wall again, but again, you can put your feet on the floor. Good. And breathe. Okay, I'm going to take this bolster and just slide it out from behind your head and just extend your arms over your head. So the hands might want to rest on the bolster. You might even slip your arms underneath your bolster. Use that as a bit of a weight. Stretch your fingers, flex your feet. Maybe you can spread your toes. Breathe here. Good. Let's keep the right heel at the wall. Take the left leg away, no strap. And then I'm going to go deeper. So we'll go keep the right heel at the wall, but I'm going to start to lift the hips and take this leg over. If the knees want to bend, that's fine. And then release. Feel the back come back to the floor. Once both heels are at the wall, pause. Okay, let's start by stretching the arms, opening the hands, and then feel both heels at the wall. Flex your feet. Left heel stays at the wall, right leg comes forward, and then keep going. Push the left heel into the wall, let the tailbone lift. Move your right leg wherever it's gonna go. Maybe you look at your foot and be like, hey, foot. Don't often see your leg in this place. Good. And then slowly releasing the back to the floor. Keep your arms nice and strong if you can. Both heels to the wall. Okay, let the tailbone drop. And now bend your knees, put the feet to the wall. We're gonna do it again. So I keep the right foot to the wall. Take your left leg up in the air and then push the right foot as you take that left leg over your head and maybe go deeper. Lift yourself up, extend. And then lower down, back to the floor. Both legs can rest straight or bent. Full breath in and out. Okay, so if you did that already once, already on one side, you're like, oh, that didn't feel good in my arms, bring your arms down. No, we're gonna do second side. So I stretch my fingers wherever you have your arms. Good, feel the left foot into the wall, take the right leg up in the air. Flex through your right foot and start to push the left leg as you bring that right leg over. You might just keep extending yourself. And just keep extending wherever they're gonna go. Extend your legs, extend your arms. Good. And then slowly release first the back, and then the legs, and they can rest here or on the floor or stretch straight. Just pause. Good. Okay, set your feet on the floor. And I have this bolster. I'm just going to bring it down to the right side and set up for twist. And I'm just going to add all those things we did. So you might use your bolster, might not. If you need something for underneath your head, put it there. That's all fine. Okay, then let's start by bringing both knees into the chest. Good. Okay. Set your right foot on the floor. And it could go straight out, but I know we're very close to the wall. So I'm just going to move my bolster to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the right foot, walk it over to the left so that right knee starts to come down. Then I'll take the right hand to the left knee and draw this left knee across to find the bolster. So that your left leg is, the thigh might be parallel to the long end of your mat. And the right foot is just facing the left side of the mat. And I have the left knee, left ankle, everything on the bolster. If that doesn't happen for you because, bodies are bodies, then use your props and just kind of find that place where you can give yourself nice support. That might mean backing out a little bit. Okay, so you're here, you might press that right elbow into the floor and lift the right side of your chest and spin the chest a little more to the left. Now the right hand can rest on top of this left thigh and you can turn your head to the left, close your eyes. And if you're like, oh, Joe, you said you were going to go deeper, then we're going to go deeper. So you either stay here and breathe, soften. And if you want to go deeper, I'm just going to stretch this left leg out. So I'll move the bolster with it. I could even take my right hand and hold on to the big toe edge of the foot or the baby toe edge. But, if that's not happening for you today, then don't even worry about it. Just stretching the leg out might be enough. And then the next step is I take the left hand, see if I can find the right foot. And if I can hold the baby toe edge of the foot so the palm is up, then I'll just stretch both legs or both feet into the hands. Okay, or you just imagine you've got your hands, or you just So I'm good to just chill and breathe. Okay, so we're here for another 5 breaths. So that's plenty of time to modify and come into what is the best twist for you right now. Okay. And then we're going to release and just bring yourself back onto your back. And you can have knees into your chest or feet on the floor, whatever you need, legs up the wall for your interim moment here. Okay, I'm going to take that bolster and just move it over to the other side. Okay. Good. So let's do this. Let's just take the right knee into the chest. And then the left foot's going to just walk over to the right. Okay, now I take the left hand to the right knee and draw this right knee across. As I do that, the left side comes down. Find your place, adjust your props, and then do whatever you need to do with your left leg. Good. Okay, now I'm going to anchor this left elbow to the floor, lift the left side of the chest, and spin the chest more to the right. Okay, your knee might be lifting a lot. Like I know we all come with different stuff, so you honor it. Shove a blanket in there if you need it. Okay, let's just take a few breaths. Let the pose unfold in the body. And if you want to move to the extended variation, I just slide the bolster, extend the right leg. Maybe I use the hand to hold it, maybe not. You kind of decide. The right hand can come down, maybe it's going to find the left foot. And maybe not. Okay, so if you have the feet or you imagine you do, you just extend into the arms. That does deepen the twist. On the camera now, you can see I've got my left foot. If I push the left foot into the hands, into the right hand, the right shoulder will come down to the floor in my body. Okay, whatever it is, it's just unfolding in its own time, in its own place. This is why it's practice and more practice. It's never practice and perfect. And we also know that every day we bring a different body to the mat. So we got to get to know it all over again. And feeling your breath. We're here for another few breaths. So be in that place where you can smile, breathe. Maybe you can release the glutes a little bit. Let the breath do the work. And then lovingly release. And we'll come back onto your back. Okay, so we're at that place. We're going to move into Shavasana. And if you want, whatever you want to do here, a happy baby might be nice. We kind of have done like variations of a double lunge. This lunge on your back might be nice. And if you like a block underneath your sacrum for a few moments, I always think of this as upside down. When you get the heart, the hips higher than the head. And I could add the wall. If I was a little closer, it'd be better. But take a few moments, friends, and let this be like your playtime. If you like to take your legs over your head, that might be nice. Yeah. Well, whatever you're doing, I honor your work. And when you're ready to move into Shavasana, feel free to cover yourself and make it nice and warm. And you could use the bolster, maybe like it underneath your head, that's fine. Or it can go underneath your calves. And I'm just going to continue setting myself up nicely. I'll take my blanket, make a little support for my heels. And I'll put my socks back on. And I always think of this as like honoring everything that's going to come next. Which is this dropping into your conscious rest. So once you're in your Shavasana space. Let the body deeply release. It can be through your breath, a nice big inhale, and that exhalation of rest, of letting go, and of tuning in. So feeling here the waters of the mind, resting with the waters of the body, and the quiet, gentle embrace of your breath. Scanning your body for any place you're holding tension. Back of the heart, shoulders, jaw, your eyes. Dropping in more deeply. Softening, releasing. And then consciously choosing to either stay as you are or to start to bring in gentle movement to awaken your body in the most lovely and luscious way. When you watch a baby wake up and they stretch themselves and they crunch their little faces and do all of these things just naturally and innately. The baby never rushes. Once you come to seated, just taking a few moments again, be in your stillness, feel your energies, what has shifted. And in this way, you deeply honor your practice, your space. And as you're ready, friends, if you're here, even if you're sitting, bringing your hands together at your heart, lying down, you can bring your hands together or rest them over your heart space. Deeply honoring all that you are and acknowledging that no one and nothing can make you more than you already are, your own potentiality. So I'll just read this card one more time before we move on. Look for possibility rather than limitation and live a brighter, more fulfilling life. As you inhale, grow tall, lift your chin, and as you exhale, stay as you are. And just come to this mantra I've been offering in class. As you inhale, you think, you are here. And as you exhale, I am here. You are here. I am here. We are in this together. As you inhale, grow tall, lengthen once again. Exhale, and we'll inhale for one Om. Bowing your chin, blessed be, Om Shanti, Om Peace. Take a full breath. Breathe into your hands, catch your breath. Lift your chin, open your eyes, and offer this to yourself, and offer it out, and offer it out, and nice. So much love. Thank you, friends, for sharing this, for being here. Happy daylight savings and plus 15 today. So let's enjoy that. Yes. So much love, guys. Thank you.